Pete Buttigieg, our transportation secretary, has a plan for taxi workers, right? That infuriates me. He wants to tax taxi drivers by the mile. By the mile. Let's play that.
Long-term answer.
What about a mileage-based tax?
So I think that shows a lot of promise. If we believe in that so-called user pays principle, the idea that part of how we pay for roads is you pay based on how much you drive, the gas tax used to be the obvious way to do it. It's not anymore. So a so-called vehicle miles traveled tax or mileage tax, whatever you want to call it, could be a way to do it.
It's not just taxi workers. He's broadening it to users, not workers, users. This was a big debate in New York because there's a debate over like basically taxes over the bridge and tunnels. And it, of course, hurts workers that don't live in Manhattan, right? People who go in and out of the city, and there's an added tax, and very controversial for the right reasons. But this is the guy who, I mean, let's not forget that this administration has been very close to Uber and Lyft, has been very close to the rideshare companies. The vice president of the United States' brother-in-law legally represents one of them, Uber. David Plouffe from the Obama administration had lobbyists for Uber. What do we expect? What do we expect? So let's come up with other solutions. I want to be creative here. Esperanza, if you wanted to generate this revenue, what would you come up with? If you needed to generate the revenue, which of course is a whole other conversation.
I mean, honestly, aside, putting the question of revenue generation aside, I think Uber and Lyft should be completely shut down. I mean, I don't like an Airbnb along with it. I mean, I think it's done nothing but destroy the lives of, tens of thousands of workers across the country.
Su-Ling, rapid round.
I agree. I can't tell you what the solution is because I can't listen to Pete Buttigieg. I zone out because I can't, his word salad just completely is off-putting to me. I don't even think it's McKinsey speak. I think it's just word salad. So I can't really answer that.
I mean, like,
Pete Buttigieg.
I can't wait to see.
He was my least favorite candidate. He was literally my least favorite candidate in a Democratic primary.
100%. I can't wait to see how the taxi unions wreck him. Like, I just can't wait to see the response. I mean, in New York a few weeks ago, we saw taxi workers protesting on bridge. It was so moving to see how they were organizing. I cannot wait to see this administration wrecked for this because it is offensive. It is 90s era McKinsey strategy. I mean, how can you say you're going to put together a $1.9 trillion package and support unions and support workers and then have this effing idiot say this? Like, and he wants a political future?
But, I think that's why we can't let this moment pass us without exposing the difference between the form of what the Democratic Party says, that they're pro-worker, et cetera, and then the content of what they actually do, which is just, dispossess us. Look at how, like you said, in Los Angeles, what's happening to the homeless population here, to the working class here. Our lives are becoming increasingly more and more precarious. And when we rise up against that, then we're met with, for example, that journalist from The Intercept getting his arm broken from one of those abusive, violent LAPD or LASD cops. So I think, again, this is one of the reasons why we can't be blinded by the rhetoric of the Democratic Party. They're owned by big capital, not by us. And until we have a party and, an organization of our own, we're not going to be able to make the Democratic Party ours. And I think the sooner we realize that, the better.
Agreed.
But think about how scared they are if they're doing things like breaking a journalist's arm. Or some of our colleagues have been pushed to the ground documenting various protests. I mean, the threat is real to them, and that's where we have to focus. We have to focus on rewriting our own stories around what we will accept and these capitalist fallacies that we've been living with. Housing is a human right. Let's get back to that. It is not a luxury, but all of these things are telling us that it is.
I mean, if you're not a party that's based in human rights and understanding in the deepest ways what human rights are, you're not going to be operating from that space.
Thank
Thanks for watching and listening to The Nomiki Show. But remember to click like and subscribe on YouTube, and please share on social media. If you're not already a patron, please join us for as low as $5 a month on patreon.com/The Nomiki Show for early and special content. That investment makes a huge difference. We are not corporate media raking in the dough. It's really you guys that are keeping us going. So please consider being a patron. And to our current patrons, thank you so much. We are incredibly grateful to you. We also now have swag. So check us out on thenomikishow.com to get your mugs, your totes, and your stickers.